president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana has in recent times been emphasizing on entrepreneurship, okay, especially where young people are concerned. And I believe that this group of people heard him and they decided to do something about it. Because, you know, getting into business, you get an idea and you get into business. However, there's certain skills that you need to acquire and to master for it to be successful. I'm so glad that you have been able to take advantage of what the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Youth Empowerment has been trying to do for our young people in this country. I can't overstate how should I say, how grateful I am, not only grateful, how joyful I am to be part of this, this workshop series. And in closing, I would like to say to you, the way forward, just remember what I've been saying and putting into you all the time. Networking, networking, networking. You can't stop networking, okay? You learn so much, you're able to make so many connections with networking. I hope that what we have put out to you, myself and another main facilitator who's here, and I would like to recognize her, Ms. Jillian Pollard. I hope when you go back to your businesses, you can always go back over what we have been teaching you these last couple of weeks. Just review what we have been saying. And I have given most of you, or all of you, my card. So should you have any problems with anything, I would urge you to contact myself and Ms. Pollard, and we will gladly help. There is an initiative that I just saw that I spoke to Mr. Saul about, which he will let you into, and that is an opportunity for grant funding. Okay, and I was very much impressed, myself and Ms. Pollard, we were very much impressed by the level that we saw of your proposals within the short space of time and with some of the teaching that we have imparted to you. The high level of presentation that you had put forward to us for your proposals. So I would like to say, go forward, be profitable, enjoy what you're doing, and be mindful of what you learned from this workshop. Thank you.
As it relates to the economy and employment or the lack thereof, the government cannot and will not ignore this reality. All government agencies are fully aware of this albatross that hangs around our national necks. The Office of the Presidential Advisor on Youth Empowerment stands at the forefront of this battle. Our interaction with youth all over this country has revealed that their number one concern is the need to have jobs. Mr. Chairman, this is the most vexed issue of the day among youth, and it is consistently discussed, mentioned, debated every single day in this country. While government continues to address this issue at the macroeconomic level through the Ministry of Finance, other government agencies such as our unit continue to experiment and design programs that can guide the government on how to resolve the issue of youth unemployment. At the same time, improve the lives of the youth who are part of our programs. Mr. Chairman, it is based on the aforementioned considerations that the financial literacy course was conceived. We are of the view that the youth of Guyana should not always have to wait on a work, but rather they can create jobs for themselves and others. The financial literacy and small business program was aimed at furnishing participants with the knowledge on financial literacy. For 6 weeks, in the boardroom just opposite here, 25 participants came 3 times a week from 5 to 7 for 2 hours. At these sessions, they received instructions from facilitators well accomplished in the field of finance. Ms. Patsy Russell, who you just heard from, Ms. Gillian Pollard, Ms. Gillian Griffith, and Dr. Maxine Paris Aaron. They were taught on various topics: self-development skills, income, expenses and budgeting, financial responsibility, credit and debit issues, decision-making and action planning.
Priscilla Evans. Kieran Frontenelle. Thank you, Ms. Russell. We'll now have Mr. Samuel Saul. Sharon Grant. Latoya Granum. Annie Holder. Claude Emoff. Esther Innes.
To begin the journey of starting a business, we have to be, or we must have financial literacy. And from the perspective of financial literacy, to me, it means that you must be able to understand the conversation that obtains as you go out there as business persons, where words and concepts are used that they do not baffle you. And as such, we talk about understanding what we must know about finance. And by now, based on the outcome and expectations of the training you pass through, finance means, to a large extent, how do you fund your business? Where do I get money from? How do I handle it? We can fund the business by virtue of what? Your own funds, and I know we don't have it because many way along the way. We can fund the business by borrowing at known, established, based on procedures, which, for example, you can go to the banks and get money. We can fund business by, if you're in the United States, they call them venture capitalists, persons who will come forward. If, for example, you present a very good business plan and the persons buy into it, especially how you present it. It's not only writing it, but how you're able to sell it. Then venture capitalists are prepared to put funds in. Some may decide to put funds as part of equity, part of ownership, shares in it. Some may put funds in it based on a grant basis. And then you have angel financiers who will be in the background that may offer. The message that comes out of that approach is that you, the entrepreneur coming out of this training, should be able to present your thoughts in the form of a business plan, which will identify with what you're going to produce, how you're going to produce it, how you intend to market it. You'll have to tell them something about your human resources, which means your employee or employees. We'll talk a little bit about that just now. You're going to tell them how you intend to master or control your information, that is your information system. And more often than not, you have to talk to them about your value chain. What this means, to a large extent, that you'll be demonstrating to them that you understand the market you're going to be getting into and what you need to do to be competitive. In other words, you intend to be successful. Now, this means that you have to understand some elements of the planning. But once you've got a plan, then you end up with the concerns about financing. One of the problems you may be facing is that what we call the conversion cycle of your money. That is, if I put this money in now, how long it takes me to get my money out? If you're going to invest, you're going to have to do what? Buy into inventory, which identifies with production, and then you spend some time which identifies with sales, and then you have to spend some time which identifies with you being able to do what? Accounts receivable, collect your money, and then make sure that you do what? You pay your bills. At the end of the day, you end up with what? Profit. But along the way, you're likely to have risk. Now, notwithstanding that, you have undertaken that you want to become an entrepreneur, and you have undertaken that you want to make a contribution to economic growth and development. That is where, to a large extent, the Ministry of Finance recognizes and complements the efforts being made by the Ministry of the Presidency through what we call the Office of Presidential Advisor on Youth Empowerment. Rest assured that at the Ministry of Finance, we have identified with programs that would support the young entrepreneur. We've got the SLED program, which is called the Sustainable, anybody knows it? Sustainable Livelihood and Entrepreneurial Development. Recently, I attended a graduation at the Orchung Center where some parties benefited from SLED and also from SKY. And SKY is a program which has been financed by USAID, which means that the Ministry of Finance, to a large extent, is involved through its bilateral and multilateral efforts to identifying with possibilities that could lead towards supporting entrepreneurial interests, supporting it from the point of view of minimizing your risk. You know, to a large extent, the more confident you become, in other words, you know, somebody is identifying and lending support to your cause, the more you're likely to invest deeper in terms of your idea.
The aim of the program is to educate the young people of Guyana about small business and financial literacy, because with the economy that we have, because it's growing rapidly at this stage, not all persons the government will be able to provide employment for. And as such, they would have created innovative ways to teach us about small business and financial literacy so that we can branch out into our own business, thus providing wealth for ourselves as well as other young people and persons of Guyana. Well, so far, definitely I know that in order to succeed as an entrepreneur, I need to be very hardworking, dedicated, and I must be vibrant because I must have passion about the business that I want to go into. And I also understand the importance of not quitting, so has to fight against every tie that I come up against. What they would have done, they would have taught us about how to create a business plan, and then we had about 2 weeks to prepare our own individual plans. Now, I cannot speak about everybody's plan, but for me, my desire is to have my own dance school, and so my business plan was about creating a plan for my dance school. Not just creating a plan, but how do I intend to make this dance school the top 10 dance school within the country of Guyana, as well as what are some of the competition that I may face, as well as what is the startup cost that I would like to have for my dance school. So the business plan entailed that among many other things.
I experienced so much in this whole literacy-based small business training program. It was really, really fun, educating as well, and I learned so much, and I will take them into consideration. Well, to me, business in the whole, that I will take it very seriously, because business is, sometimes tough, sometimes good, and they teach me so much, and I will take them in consideration as well. Well, I had to select a whole business proposal, which is my Abiola's pottery table. Well, this whole business is about, coming in and create whatever you desire. It's from the age of 3 to 90 past 90. You know, when you're old and nothing to do, just sit down at this table and you create. It's not much about, you know, what you create. It's about the experience.
It was very informative. I must say, even though being a part of business or even in normal living, dealing with money and financing yourself, I think I took a lot information, a lot of different things from this training program. The persons who facilitated us, the information they brought, and all information like credit bureau and certain things that I was not aware of, I was aware of this training program. It was a packed 5 weeks. I think even though it was only 3 days a week, it was full, and I think I have much more to take back into doing whatever I have to do concerning business and, of course, my own money management. So I think it was a very good course.